Oh, shall we try Death Knight now? See what the other side is looking like? Bone Mare's pretty good start. I also really like the skeletal sidekick, but with Malignant Horror out, it gets a lot worse. Darkfallen Neophyte. In a world without Malignant Horror, do you care so much about Darkfallen Neophyte? Honestly, no. It's still good. True Romance, I have seen it, and I'll rate it for you if you want to do a redemption, John. Tarantino won a screenwriter contest that got him into Hollywood. Worked at a video store for 5 years. I didn't know that was the first appearance of James Gandolfini. That's cool. Crazy to think of how hard it was to make a movie 30 years ago compared to today. There's more tools out there for sure. It is still good with Swarm Guards, but we don't know if we're gonna get that exact typing. We could consider Champion, but that puts us at 2 7s already. You still take it in this bucket, I think. In this bucket, you still take it. Take another Bone Mare. Double Brann, sorry, single Brann, double Bone Mare is kind of interesting. What do you think, chat? Also the Neophyte? Got a pretty good Brann deck here. Alright. Haven't done a Brann deck in a long time. Double immune with Brann? Double immune? Scalebane? I could see Scalebane or Death Speaker here. Similar win rates. Enchanter's quite strong. I would go with Enchanter. Oh, there's that Swarm Guard you were talking about. Well, I mean, hell, we'll take the combo. Sure. It actually happened for us. Ah, shoot. Something that you could do is like Voodoo Doll Bone Mare. That could work in some cases. Lost to Malignant while playing Rogue. What? How could it be possible? Old decks. Old decks. Brann, Voodoo Doll, choose a minion 2 times. Wait, how would that work though? Do you actually choose 2 minions? I wouldn't think so. It just triggers twice, so it would just hit the same minion twice, I assume. You could take an Investigator. Or Grookfu meta. Just a mid-game body is fine in Death Knight. Bloody Knight and Cheesemonger are both really good. I love me some Graveyard Shift. It's a little bit less integral without Malignant Horror. It's like, with that not in the meta, it totally shifts how every Death Knight thinks about corpses. And drafting. Because Graveyard Shift is partially so valuable because it ramps up corpses for Malignant. With that not around, what are we actually going to use corpses for? Darkfallen Neophyte. You can go Graveyard Shift into Darkfallen Neophyte, sure. You could also consider taking Geist for Brann. John Coffin, I did see True Romance. If you want a review, you'll have to trigger the review channel point redemption. But I have seen it. Giants? Let me see here. Graveyard Shift 64.8%. Bone Digger Guys 63.9%. I think I'll still take... Gee, but we do need 2s. But this isn't... Is this a true 2? Getting all tangled up, chat. I'll still take Graveyard Shift. It's close, though. I think a card draw... A 2 would be nice, but we probably need a card draw, even though it's a lot of 5s there. Wow, this is so bad. I'll take a Noyotron. Okay. Yeah, this draft definitely feels worse. Which may just... I mean, I don't know if they... I don't know that they... Oh, baby. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Sure. Battle cries. We do kind of have a lot of battle cries, don't we? We have a whole lot of battle cries. Another 5? Ugh. Destroying secrets can be good. Especially with Hunter around now. Another Graveyard Shift. I love Ashbringer. I think Dark Transformation's better. Banker's good, Etten's good. We have 7s already, I'll take a Banker. Body Bagger's nice. Good into transformation, good for generating corpses for the explosion. We need 2s, we need 4s. That's a 4 we can sure take. That's a 2 we can sure take, wow. Banker is so nice. I have a hearty respect for the Banker. So I kind of had a feeling Tuskar would be a higher win rate, and it is. I think I'm taking Deathstrike, though. It would be really our first heal, I think. But we do need small bodies for... Yeah, I'll take a 2-drop here. For Bone Mare. Peasant, sure. That's a good one. Orpero, fantastic. Put a Bone Mare on that as a wall. Possessifier, yes. Very good. This no longer has Rush, I think, chat. But we still take it here. Abusive is fine in this class. So you always got something you can use it with. And we'll take another Possessifier. So we have too many shitty 5s is my big critique of this deck. 5s that we wish were 4s. And maybe not quite as aggressive as I would like, but otherwise... Decent deck? Decent deck? It's nice to have a decent Death Knight deck, and not a busted one. Dominator. Oh, we got our combo here. And we got our corpses. We're all set. Peasant on 1, they ping it. I may Peasant and Anoyo next turn. I think that looks pretty good, because they're not going to want to ping on 3. Ooh, just Banker's nice too, though. Let me go Banker now. And then we could go right into Neophyte if it makes sense, which it won't, because they actually didn't give us a... Well, how about we just, hit him with one of these. Keep all the minions in hand for the incoming buff. Friday. Is that a quote I'm supposed to guess what movie it's from? I bet it's from the show Wednesday. Challenge Day, okay. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. I heard Arena is 100% fixed, no problems anymore or ever again. And if you say there's a problem ever again, then you're a liar and you're gonna be excommunicated from the community. Don't talk about it. It's all better now. Hi, Geek Bry. Nice to see you. Could clean the board up with that, but it takes a little bit of finagling. Could also double hit, leave that alone, play Scalebane. Swarm Guard, we don't have to play that. What about you, Enchanter? Hero Power, hit there, hit there. Enchanter's pretty good, actually. This is like a nice cascading card where we could stick it on the board here, get some nice trades, and then if they... It's like we're testing what tools they have to deal with our stuff. God bless the modes team. Right on time, as always, just like a wizard. Is the HS replay data over the last 7 days? I actually don't know the answer to that. My thing here is that I don't, like, I could go super wide with a bunch of strong taunts, but I don't really want to commit into an AoE. Yeah, and you're right, it is worth remembering that they do have bolts. I'm sure they just used one here to kill the... Why don't they want to kill my enchanter? Doesn't make that much sense. Okay, well, you just listen phase. Since the patch, I've been seeing a much higher amount of voodoo dolls played. Well, I've seen a couple today, and that was offered one in the draft, so maybe it's a voodoo doll meta. I don't know. The voodoo doll meta. Why not? Voodoo doll is epic, yes. Am I ready? Sure. I was born, am I ready? Epic bug? Perhaps. So hang on. This almost gets through that. Could do this with this, but we don't have enough mana. Okay, so I think a hero power has to happen unless we're using Possessifier. Which I think Possessifier would be solid. I don't know. I don't really like this line per se. Too easy to clear. You get 3 tries this time because the first quote is kind of a joke. Dad, dad, dad. I mean, so we got a movie about daddy issues. That really narrows it down. That really sure narrows it down. Oh, Christ. We're gonna A-bomb. Alright, well, that's fine. Just take care of that and play this out, and then champion's pretty good next turn. 3, 6, 7, 8, plus 4. It actually is lethal next turn. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Dad. I have a guess. I have a guess. Ugh. Alright, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So my guess, in point of fact, is inside the name of our opponent. I'm gonna say Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I'm right! I'm so right! Couldn't have done it without you, opponent. Just kidding. I already knew what my guess would be before we queued in. Funny coincidence, though. Can you hear the dads now? I can, yeah. I don't remember exactly which part of the movie it was from. This is a castle and we have many tapestries, and if you are a Scottish lord, then I am Mickey Mouse! It's from every part of the movie, but that's fair. That's fair. Let's get you out, especially since you're just a spell. And therefore cannot take a buff. We got our combo again. Pretty sweet. Just watched it and he says dad exasperatedly like 15 times. It's good. I think it would have been a common choice to, because he has such a tortured relationship with his dad in that movie, to have him not call him dad, you know? But instead they really leaned into him like using dad in a really vulnerable way. It was a good choice. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub. From CJ to 5 APM. Enjoy the sub, 5 APM. And all of the various benefits that it confers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. 4.5 out of 5 blobs. Mostly it misses 5 out of 5 blobs because it isn't Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Which is as close to a perfect movie as you could really get, reasonably. Like, I don't really believe in a perfect movie, that could ever happen, but... Are we just facing ourselves? Look at this, we got a mirror match going. We're doing it a little bit better so far. I'd say 4.5 out of 5. I would say 4.5 out of 5 for Temple of Doom as well. Rumors of a 5th coming soon? Yeah, not even rumors. It's happening. In fact, it might have been made already. So at this point, let me just kind of talk about the trilogy. Perfect movie, American Beauty? No. No. No, if you like American Beauty, more power to you, but that's not a perfect movie. Battle cry stuff. Well, that's potentially good. So how about we do, this is a kind of a nice play. We'll put a double buff on here, and we'll set up for double Bone Man next turn. And this should distract them from killing our Brann, perhaps? Yeah, River Phoenix, So anyway, I already mentioned Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's near perfect movie, even though I don't believe perfection's possible. Every scene, every beat, every line of dialogue in its right place. It's fantastic. Like one of the greatest movies like it ever made. Do we still win here? Yeah, we do. Thanks, Brann. Very successful Brann game. Yeah, it's just immaculately constructed. All sorts of beautiful tracking shots in it. The editing's unbelievable. The soundtrack's legendary. Temple of Doom is such an interesting departure because it was really a sequel to a franchise that wasn't a franchise yet. And then Last Crusade comes around to be a bookend that's much more like Raiders than Temple of Doom. And you could sense Spielberg and Lucas really pushing on what it means to be an anthology series with Temple of Doom. Because not only is it a departure of like subject matter, in that it's the only Indiana Jones movie where he's not really dealing with Christian iconography, but it's also a real tonal departure. It's a mean and nasty movie. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, that's not really Spielberg's mode, right? Mean and nasty. And it really makes you wonder either what was going on in his life or what his ideas were about the movie. I don't mind some meanness and nastiness. No ticket. Oh, we mulliganed. Yikes. That's a yikes of a mulligan. I mean, but we do have this, so. Well, you could make me do Crystal Skull as well if you want. Unfortunately, I don't know if we could justify a coin enchanter here. We're gonna need corpses for this to even work. So yeah, Temple of Doom has some of the coolest action set pieces in the franchise, and it's some people have described it as a roller coaster. Oh, screw you! This is not happening. You're not gonna run away with the game with that sucker. I will go off curve, off mana, waste my coin, not have a follow-up play just to prevent you from doing that. I think I would really have to go back and take a look at Temple of Doom to know what I think about it. I think it is a really racist movie. Like, the racial stereotypes on display are extremely gross. And I think that Indiana Jones's, like, team is much more annoying than in other movies. Like, I think that is true. Although there is a lot of misogyny and racism in how people talk about the characters of What's-Her-Face and Short Round. Not me talking about the misogyny in the discourse around the character and calling her What's-Her-Face. I don't remember her name, but... But I'm also not one of the people who will dismiss it for that reason, or for a reason of it being less focused than the other entries, because there's a lot of real gems in it. I think the opening sequence is incredible. The anything goes in Mandarin performance, coupled with the slapstick action set piece with the diamond, so good. And I remember as a kid being really upset by a lot of stuff in that movie. A lot of the stuff around Indy, like, dying or turning evil or whatever. That really messed me up. In a good way. But, like, as a kid, I thought, for example, Short Round's performance was really annoying, but I would have to go back and watch it again and see if I feel differently about it, especially now that that actor has come back in the public consciousness with Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he's phenomenal, and it makes me sad that his role in Temple of Doom yeah, certainly had something to do with him being locked out of Hollywood for most of his career. And the other big component of it is just, you know, anti-Asian racism in Hollywood. And not being, like, rules for him that weren't just stereotypes. Anyway. And then The Last Crusade, I think, as far as, like, sheer quality, is probably the worst of the three. Yes, he was in Goonies too, for sure. But I really like it. I mean, it's a lot softer. It's another huge course correct after Temple of Doom. It's so much softer. It's downright sweet sometimes. Saccharine. Much more Spielbergian. Getting back to the Christian iconography with the Holy Grail and stuff. I'm not ready to Corpse Explosion just for 3 points of stats. Let me play that out and play this. More farcical. It's taking the colossal. Like, who do you cast to be, by this point in the franchise, the iconic Indiana Jones's father? Well, you cast Sean Connery, of course. The legend, James Bond himself. Did you review this one? I've reviewed that one many times, but I could do it again if you request it. Everything Everywhere, I mean. I guess we do this even though it's not ideal. Would have liked to kill this, but... But yeah, everything's just a little bit more blurry in The Last Crusade. The action's not quite as sharp. The cinematography's not quite as sharp. The performances are top-notch as ever. The banter between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery is really great. Okay, we're almost to Corpse Explosion territory. I feel like not quite. So let's draw a card. Swarm Guard. Which would be the play for drawing out their resources? I guess just playing Swarm Guard would be. Who knows, maybe we can get through this without even using this. Oh, you gotta check it out, Geek Bry. I know you do, so... I'm not gonna harp on it, but... It is a special movie, I agree with John Coffin in that way. But the emotional climax of The Last Crusade is really great. I love the production design of the place where that old Templar knight lives. I love the, like, really cheesy, schlocky, like, misty pits that open up in the earth, and, like, you have to let go. It's all cheesy, and it works so good. It works so good. And obviously, the amazing special effects in every single entry. All the climactic set pieces, whether it's the heart getting ripped out, the Kali Ma, or whether it's the Ark of the Covenant being open, or the cup being drunk from, they're all fantastic visual makeup set pieces. Really, really good. Iconic transformations. They're still not committing into Corpse Explosion. We could maybe run a Scale Bane out here. Don't necessarily want to commit this much, but we'll test the waters, see what they do to us. Maybe they have removal they want to use. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull comes in years later, and it's a movie that I find almost impossible to talk about. Not unlike Avatar 2, because of the discourse around it. Now that's our Corpse Explosion. There it is. I knew it was coming. We are out of cards, so still could go either way. Yeah, the discourse got a hold of the Crystal Skull, and it's been such intensive discourse with such strong opinions that many of which are based on the truth of what's there in the movie, and many of which are not because they're based on expectation, and some of the critiques are exactly on point for what went wrong, and some of the critiques are critiquing things that worked actually perfectly fine in the other Indiana Jones movies, but there's a tonal difference that makes it seem like it works less well. You see, it's like just a really complicated movie to talk about. I did not really like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when I saw it when it came out. I was disappointed, like just about everyone else. I too thought that the infamous scene, to keep it vague, the infamous scene with the big explosion was totally ridiculous and movie breaking, but there is an image in that scene that is like super iconic, and it is a sign of what the movie could have been by shifting era into the 50s, shifting genre into a more of a sci-fi than a camp adventure type zone. And a lot of people got mad at those shifts. Like, that's not the Indy I knew, and I think that was a good choice, actually, because you do have to depart from the formula if you're going to do this years later reboot. And if Indiana Jones is a take on the old adventure serials, then this does need to be a take on, like, 50s, like, Cold War paranoia sci-fi stuff. It makes sense. But the execution was off. The cinematography is, like, pretty bad in the movie. Different cinematographer than the originals, and I don't really like what they did with it. A lot of it looks kind of shiny fake. Thank you, Darethic, for the follow. I'd probably give it like 2.5 out of 5 blobs. There's still enough really good stuff in there to make it probably worth watching, but if you keep this against Druid, it might be a good idea. Like, there's a really good villain, but they don't quite make good on her arc. I think the ending is a cool twist, but it feels weird because it does come a little bit out of nowhere. It's not fully set up or established. The stakes aren't based in character enough. There's just a ton of good ideas that don't quite congeal. Coin? No, we don't want to do that. We'll skip for now. I doubt you would need to watch it to enjoy the next one. I have no idea if they're even gonna pick up on any threads from 4 or 5. Maybe a few. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that people are like, I can't believe that he survived that explosion. I can't believe they had a chase sequence with a bunch of huge fire ants. That's so stupid, that's so silly. But yeah, it's stupid and silly, but all the rest of the Indiana Jones movies are stupid and silly too. The difference is they just made good on the execution so that you were down for the stupidity and the silliness. Like, a dude's heart gets ripped out of his chest in the second one, I don't know. And, like, God is real. It's not that much of a departure, it just... The writing's not as good, so it doesn't work. Just a hero power? Yeah, the whole thing of like this isn't realistic enough is not the ironclad critique that people think it is, because realism is an aesthetic. It's not like a given. It's not the assumption that that's what people want. It's an aesthetic. And like every aesthetic, whether or not it makes sense in the movie depends on what story you're trying to tell. Like, realism is an intentionally constructed, world-built aesthetic, just like surrealism or any other sort of heightened affect. We don't begin from realism, it's something you have to choose, just like everything else. And the idea that we begin in realism was actually an invention in film history. In the early decades of film, it was all about German expressionism. That was the hotness that was happening at the time. I'm just gonna chill. They're not threatening me. I'm just gonna chill. We'll play this next turn, and then we're off to the races. And it wasn't until especially sound and then subsequently color got added to film where people decided that what they wanted, especially in American cinema, was realism and quasi-realism. Anyway, just a little side note. Would you rather do a paint commission right now or not? I am relatively impartial, all black. I would do one now if you want me to. I'm amenable. Not as many buffs as you would think. There's a lot of spells in our hand. I haven't seen Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's the Coppola one? I will watch that someday. I'm curious about it. Blobby's evil twin, huh? Read Murnau's new movie, Shit Was Fire? That shit was fire, man. No cap. We can actually get some mileage out of this enchanter. Just do this, and then hero power poison away, and they'll have to trade into the 3/3 probably. Enchanter's so good. Lobby's evil twin. Now I'm gonna have to really think about what I want to paint here. PP. Uh-oh, PP. Oh no. Uh-oh, PP. Oh, PP, no. Maybe this is a corpse explosion turn, honestly. It gets rid of their board. You can't leave the PP up, and you want to get rid of the poison too, so I don't really see a better option. Toss a 4/3 out there. Okay, I think I might. I think I might have an idea. Let's get Banker down to generate some value while we got these taunts out there. Da 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 da. Another PP. Another PP and an additional rush? You're going crazy on me. Three, hero power. 5 hero power 1. That's okay. Make a little bit of a chunky body here. Didn't want to rip this yet. Start hitting them with the bone mares. We got 2 of them in hand, so why not? The bones mare. They translocated into a possessifier. Well, that's a really, really good translocator for them. Wow. Wow. We got Brann Bone Mare. Do we want to maybe... I guess that's what we want to do. Hopefully they don't have another answer. They got through, but they had to trade a bunch of stuff, so good with me. Rip to my brand. My brand. Alright, well, let's kill without using a spell. Worst of all. Keep the rest in hand. Adrian Brody. Yo, Adrian! GG Blobby, thank you. Thank you. 6, 9, 10, 11. Not quite over, but we're close. You were close. Yeah, okay, sure. Adrian Brody? Look, this guy's like a really well-regarded actor. I give him 1.5 out of 5 blobs, to be honest with you. I don't think he's that good. Like, he's got some skill, for sure. He obviously has some skill. I saw The Pianist. Thoughts on the new Velma show? It seems like a total shit show. I haven't watched it, I've just seen the discourse. Seems like a show that's uniquely baited to draw hot takes so that the discourse machine makes people watch it. I haven't seen Highlander. I've heard a lot of things about it, though. Yeah, Adrian Brody, like, I've seen him give an Oscar-worthy performance in The Pianist. He clearly has skill. But most of his roles I'm not really compelled by. I don't really feel much when watching an Adrian Brody performance. He seems, to me, like kind of an asshole. And I've heard stories of him being an asshole. I think Brody Quest is funny. Y'all know that YouTube video, Brody Quest? I think that's a funny, like, making fun of Adrian Brody and his, like, too serious persona. Adrian Brody was in this movie called Dummy, where he's such an awkward, introverted guy. It's like a rom-com, I guess. He's such an awkward, introverted guy that he uses a ventriloquist dummy to have social interactions. And in this movie, his love interest, he pesters so much that she gets a restraining order, and then he uses the power of his ventriloquism dummy to convince her that she actually shouldn't have a restraining order against him, which is just about the grossest version of patriarchy in the realm of all the romantic comedies that we grew up with that I could think of. He's like justified in the movie for violating the terms of the restraining order. I think of that movie when I think of Adrian Brody. He's like kind of nothing in the Peter Jackson's King Kong movie. He's kind of a nothing protagonist. He does the one thing really well, which is have a very sad face. So good on him for that. I guess we'll take the hand buff here. Pretty strong. Okay, what am I behind on here? I think I've answered everything. Just gotta work on the painting. Okay, good deal. Do-do-do. Just another 5-drop. We could save him to be a secret killer. Secret killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Run away. Not trading is a little bit suspicious. Not trading is a little bit suspect. So they might have some, like, AoE stuff. So they got some healing. Probably want to do a hero power. Trade in there, trade in there. Am I playing out? I'm so worried about Flame Strike. How do we play around Flame Strike? There's nothing that we can give more than 5 health to. God damn. I'll play 2 things somewhat hesitantly. At least we get good refill out of this. We could have buffed this in case it wasn't Flame Strike, but Blizzard or some such? I don't know. So you've been still facing Malignant Horrors today, All Black. Our opponent left. Oh no. Playing a 3-1 into your own unstable ghoul. Well, the Death Knight was supposed to get worse and Hunter was supposed to get better. My Hunter went 4 and my Death Knight's 5-0. So... Alright, Bloodied Knight, Graveyard Shift into Swarm Guard. Well, we don't have Force, so we probably want to keep the Swarm Guard. Sure. You could even keep the Death Strike for healing, especially because Bloodied Knight's gonna deal damage to you, but... yeah. Brann into Swarm Guard is kinda nice. Are you streaming this weekend? I will be. I will be. I think I'll take Monday off. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I will definitely stream on Sunday. Alright, get Bloody Knight out there. My plan is to follow up with Brann into Swarm. So far, so good. Before that, I lost to a guy that drafted and played Dead Man's Hand on turn 2. Wow. Dead Man's Hand. Ta-da! Spreading Plague, eat your heart out. How's your candle shot gonna work out here, buddy? Yeah, it's a nice combo. You know, I was going to maybe Death Strike that. I figure we might want to save Death Strike. Let me heal and value trade. It's a nice heal. Yeah, I think trading this way is better. Because having this to get through taunts is nice. Probably play it next turn, maybe with like a hero power. Or 6, 8, 10, 12. There sure isn't really much reason to use this. They're just board locking me? Is that their plan here? Well, how about I just go face and ignore everything? I'll leave a Death Strike. I think next turn looks really good for us. I don't know how they can prevent next turn from being really good for us. The Clergy no longer has Rush. It's true, chat. PSA. The bug where Clergy had Rush. No longer. No longer active. Four, 5, 6, 7, and then plus 4, and that's 8. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I think the way we want to do it is like so. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. If it hits here or here, we have lethal. If it hits here, we don't quite. Nice. Very nice. Da, 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 da. 6-0. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Okay. We got Skulker, really nice turn 2 hit. This is not what we want on 3 probably. Corpse Explosion, we could throw that away for later against a Death Knight. If it was a Hunter or a Druid, maybe we would keep it. Golden Brann after the 12th win? Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Decks like this are always pooping out either around 7 or around 10, so... we'll see if that's the case for us. Then maybe we'll consider the Brann. It's been really nice for us so far. Coin? Hero power. Why? So unless this is an old deck with Malignant, what possible reason could they have? My best guess, something like a Dark Fallen Neophyte on 3, or maybe Ymir Jar. That's my best guess. The 2-drop. Yeah, Bone Digger Geist, that could be another reason. That's a good call. Boys of St. Vincent I have not seen. It was Bone Digger, look at that. Would you look at that? Hey. Now what? Now what you got for me? Go right into Scalebane here. We're looking pretty decent so far. Had to run through a meeting, I come back to this evil twin thing. What does it mean? It's one of our channel point redeems, Cable Gibby. You get enough channel points, you can redeem an MS Paint Masterpiece, in which you prompt me, and then I paint what you prompt, to my liking. I believe this was All Black who requested a painting about Blobby's evil twin. Now we all get to find out together what that ends up looking like. Even I don't know what it will look like when I start, because I'm not a, what you call a particularly skilled visual artist. So what ends up on the screen is usually not what I have in my brain. Haven't seen Sleepers either. I want to escalate with Scalebane here. So we'll save the Neophyte for now. Maybe next turn do a Neophyte plus a Clergy heal. And we'll go face. Blood Boil, holy moly. Very successful Blood Boil. A lot of healing and they still only got back to 23, wow. And not the best Neophyte, but get 2 buffs out of it. What can you say? What can you say? Cheater. Cheater. Totally wrecks our momentum. At least we can clear it. Setting up a bone mare is pretty likely. We can clear it, but we're out of stuff now, as happens. What a draw. What a tippy-top-notch draw. Tippy-top-notch. 5, so I can make this hit, it survives, and then we can heal up. We drew really light here. To the point that, I don't know, Azure Drake was maybe our best bet to stay in this? Azure Drake get the banker that we somehow protect? I don't know. Maybe a Bone Mare right away could slip us ahead? Oh, there's the banker. I'm surprised they haven't escalated faster. Isn't. Dude. Give me something of substance. Something of substance, please. Also, I gotta fix this shoulder situation. I don't know what's going on here. Brann. 8-4 nobleman. Leaving my banker alive. I mean, needed better cards than that, but it's cards. It's cards, at least. It's cards. And, hey, maybe they'll have to leave one of these alive. They won't have to leave one of these alive. Gnome Muncher. Well, what do you know, chat? 6-0, and our first loss is picked up to an opponent who plays Malignant Horror. Surprise, surprise. Now, Corpse Explosion, hang on. Hang on. Maybe not out of it? If you do it this turn, you can play Streetwise. They have a copy of something. I'm gonna try to bait them into committing more. We're gonna bait them out here. Chat? I think we successfully baited our opponent. I wish we could get better draws, though. Let's see, 14, 17, 22. 14, 17. Well, we can't just, like, let them go for another turn, because then we're dead. So we do have the corpse explode now. I'm not even entirely sure if Peasant is right to play here. Another Malignant. Well, they got one card in hand. Could be Malignant. So, I just feel like there's so much we could draw that makes Peasant less killable. Yeah, Bone Mare with Peasant. Stormwind Champion protects Peasant. Swarm Guard protects Peasant. A Noyotron protects Peasant. I think we're not playing it. Now they have a read that we're either BMing or that we have a cheap card, I guess, but... Ah! Yeah, well... It wasn't a second Malignant, chat. It was somehow even worse. That was weird, huh? There we go. Oh, would have totally stabilized if not for our friend Assolor. Ah, well. Ah, well. Throw Brann away, it's pretty hard to make that work in the early game. I'll play it out as a 1-drop. We're in Super Mario 3D World soundtrack cable. Mario Pokemon, what's the difference? In one game, you step on creatures that you encounter to kill them. Another game, you capture creatures you encounter to befriend them. Hey there, Veritas Stegosaurus. How you doing? Yeah, very cool card. That's how I would describe it. It's such a cool card. Whenever I see opponents use that card, I think they're so cool. Don't do it. Don't do the Maelstrom portal. Oh, I know you're gonna do it. Oh, no, you're not gonna do it. They didn't do it. Veridactyl? Okay, right, well. No need to upstage the streamer. If you want to make better puns, you can do it on your own time. God, this sucks. I am gonna pop it. We're gonna have to, you know, deal with these things sooner or later. And I'd prefer sooner so we can maybe play this with less consequence next turn? I don't know. Da, 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 da. Oops. I guess you could Brann here. What did they do? Nothing? What did they do? Oh, they were overloaded, of course. Of course. So, yes. In that case... if we stick Brann, we get 2 draws, or we get 5 Swarm Guards. One of those. Okay, I think Enchanter's actually pretty good here. We have many options, though. Possessifier is also pretty good. Hang on. If we get... jeez, how would we do this? Summon 2 1/1 fighters. The problem is we can't make the board space for... for the Possessifier. I think we enchant her now. In order to set up all of our other good Brann stuff. I feel like they try to kill our Enchanter before they try to kill our Brann. Possessifier would have worked if they didn't have that Taunt Totem. That's a very, I would say that's an accurate summary of the Scarlet Letter. If Vexcrow summons a Stockade's prisoner, it procs on the spell that summoned it. Oh. Interesting. This is what Enchanter does. Alright, Brann's still on the board. Opponent's still not really doing nothing. What did they even do? Did they trade 3 merchants? Wait, what happened? Did they trade merchant 3 times? And then totem? Their whole deck is merchants? Makes sense if you're running Deathweaver Aura and stuff. It makes sense, I guess. Again, we don't have the board space for this or this to proc, so I guess we'll just draw 2 cards. This Brann would have been so much better if they were better at killing our stuff. Now we send 1-1 and the 4-5 in, and well, I mean, we could Bone Mare this turn. Is Bone Mare just lethal? 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? No, it's not, but it's close. I don't... I don't... I'm trying not to get kecked by a Hex if we... I don't want to, like, full commit to... So let's do this. And I will kill that, I think, just to kind of be safe here. Just found out today playing Classic that it's basically all blocks. All bots. Shaking my head. That sucks, ZXL, but I guess that's not... surprising to me, although I don't know what the purpose of botting Classic would be. But that's how Mercenaries is too now, apparently. It's such a simple game to figure out that it's mostly bots in the in the player base. Infinite Pog! Livid tea. Noyotron and Peasant go together. Is that something that is worth keeping in the early game? We don't have a lot of twos, so I will probably keep a Noyotron. I'll keep Peasant too, sure. We could play Peasant on 1 against Shaman. That's a thing we are allowed to do. Infinite with Death Knight Pog. Would be undefeated if we didn't face that accursed Malignant Horror. Yeah, I'll play Peasant here. Lovely to see a Taunt Totem come down here and a Peasant survive. Happy about it. Force a Sunwell. Sorry, a Silvermoon Sentinel out of their hands. You could Dark Transform and get through. That's not bad. Does involve using the coin. The turn before you probably want to use the coin though. So let me just play Bloodied Knight. It's kind of functionally the same thing, just on a delay. So we're really happy to stay on curve here. Play the 3 mana 4/5 without rush. Let it clean up next turn and then we get the coin 5s. Which 5 first? Probably Probably Cobalt. Who you gonna buff? Sure. We're drawing too much. Too much. We could just strike Sarge, trade 12 to the dome. That's pretty strong. Our alternative was gonna be Possessifier. Does that convey any better advantage? I think it's just weaker. We'll make this trade quite happily because we sure don't need the card draw anymore. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I always have this set up so that you can see the mana, but it was sized differently than usual, so it was blocking. Happens sometimes when I show off a painting and forget to return it to its original proportions. I think we're still smorking here. That's exactly the hit we wanted. That's a perfect hit. Yeah, I always try to snuggle the painting between the mana cost and the deck list, so that it's not getting in the way of nothing. God, it was 7, 5, 9, 10. Put this to 5, 5. Okay, so Brawn-Beard doesn't really work if we're hunting lethal. That's an undead. Oh. Yes, so much. See, we remembered this time! We remembered this time! That's the thing you can do, by the way, chat. Note it. Note it. Thank you for the GG. Up. Peasant on 1, don't mind if I do. Hero power on 2, Neophyte on 3. Well, we're gonna have to draw some minions before we really want a Neophyte. The eyelashes bother me. Hey, pick it up with Mr. Blobby, not me. Huh. That's interesting. The problem with Sidekick here is that we would be using our only minion in hand, so Neophyte wants minions in hand. I think we might just stick with a hero power. I think we could feasibly protect this for another turn, but... I mean, we could go face with it. Yeah. Brann first. Maybe take time to Dark Transform next turn. Or just go ahead and get the double buff. They're drawing cards. They're simply drawing cards. But we draw minions. Yeah, yeah. Well, I really like a Neophyte this turn. We now have 2 targets for buff, one of which we can immediately play for also a double battle cry. So, great. Do this. Do this. 2/8 Brann. Plus this being stealth is nice. Two 5. Alright. That's a bit awkward, and not exactly what I wanted to do. So now we're making a play that's kind of vulnerable to Hellfire, huh? I was looking to try to do like a Dark Transformation thing, but we're one off killing if we just transform one thing. Didn't want to transform these things with Reborn. There's a lot going on here. This feels like a Hellfire. Feels like a Hellfire. Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da. A little more tarnished. Ratcatcher. Okay, it was not nearly as alarming as I thought it was gonna be, so that's cool. That looks good to me. Thank you, double discount. Not that we needed the double. Look at that cute being staring into the mirror. Yeah, so cute. So cute. Hey, Umbra Death. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking at a 2/2/2 here. Oh, I missed 1 damage. Oh, Blobby. I even thought about it. I was like, Blobby, don't miss 1 damage. And then I was like, time to miss 1 damage. Missed 1 damage? Oh, damn, you're right. You're right. Boop. Pretty creepy with this coloration. Fellfire me? Our hand is extremely bad for post-Fellfire antics. The situation is not suited for the hand that we have. It really could get much worse for this particular turn. Because what you need to do at that point is to apply pressure. And what we can do with this hand is not apply pressure. Corpse Explosion. Wait, do we win? 1, 2, 3. So we're 1 off, huh? I'm gonna use this. Because I think if they end up putting down a big taunt from here, and we just can Corpse Explode at any time. So by putting them to 1, we can always Corpse Explode and Hero Power to kill. They need big taunt plus heal. And that's why I feel good about using the Death Strike, even though it's only a 1-3. Yes. Yes. The 1 damage mattered? It sure did. Oh, never punished. Frog's Master. Interesting. So what do we do about this hand? Like, with a hand like this where it's like, oh, there's a few different ideas here. Just trying to figure out what our game plan is. What's the most flexible and powerful game plan we can build? We're keeping Graveyard Shift regardless. I think we do keep Skeletal Sidekick. It goes with Graveyard Shift. I think Enchanter is a smart keep as well. Brann I could do without for now. Brann is a synergy with Sidekick technically, and it could work wonders, but I guess we'd rather the Brann come back in the middle game or the end game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Enchanter with Shift is a nice way to go. In fact, I will play this out to have more potential bodies to play with. You like the mulligan? Good. Good. Hero power. This is fine. So they play like a 3-4, trade the 1-2, we Enchanter, kill the 3-4 or something like that. Death Knight's still looking good? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's Hey, we waited 4 weeks for this adjustment. We better damn well appreciate what we're given. Down to 57.6%. That's a plummet. If it could hit below 55%, that I guess I'd be happy with that. I think the way to do this play... There's a couple different ways to think about it. You could either have a 4-5 and a 3-1 with Reborn, or you could have a... You could have it this way. I think this is a little better, even though it seems wasteful to transform the double body. You just get more attack on the bigger body. And it can't be killed by hero power. It's adjusting in real time. So, you know, when I started playing this morning, it was at 58. Now it's 57.6. We'll probably know by the end of the day around where Death Knight will end up. But I believe it is over in like X number of days. I just don't know what that X is. I guess this is the line. Not doing much work with our enchanter here, unfortunately. So I actually don't like our position right now. Again, we have these 2 cards in our hand when we're ahead on the board, just like last game, and they're gonna probably sit there for a while. Oh. Yeah, as predicted, our momentum has entirely ground to a halt. Now we're in our top deck 1 and 2 drop zone. I'm thinking Abusive Sergeant comes next. Maybe the old decks don't have that big of an impact on the stats, but I would give it like a week to settle. I don't think we need to give it a week, but... I don't feel that strongly about it to stake a claim when it all shakes out. But it does take time not only for the old decks to get washed out, but also for people to realize what works in the new meta and then start hammering on that. So maybe a week is the timeline for that sort of thinking, like people to figure out the meta and lean into it. Well, it's a good 2, but it is still just a 2-drop. Are you gonna spam hunters? I'll probably draft a lot of hunters if I can. I'll draft warrior too. First pick of the day was a Death Knight or a Hunter, and then some other choice. It felt good to be able to pick Hunter without, like, feeling like you were committing yourself to misery. Our Hudden didn't do that well, but that's okay. Well, that's a good Possessifier board. We might still be in this. They don't seem to have a lot of stuff in their hand over there. I trade with the same one twice because early in the meta, we figured out that that's the best way to do it, unless you specifically want 2 1/1s on board to push damage next turn. If you're only worried about having stuff on board to trade, then you just kill the same one. That way they have less access to your minions, and you still can deal the same amount of damage either way. 3 swarms, lovely. My Hunter mostly had a lot of doggy biscuits. A week for all the people who quit the game to realize there's an adjustment and come back to try it out. I don't know how people are supposed to realize there was an adjustment, because it's just buried in the patch notes on their website with no announcement or contextualizing information or anything. Dude, draw me something to, like, fuck you, fucking hey, man. How many times today we have to top deck 1 drops? Oh, okay. We're calm. What was I, 1 turn off? I predicted this. Oh, now they get to draw. Yeah, that would be nice. But you know what? It might confuse people, all black. They might think, oh, is this a deck slot? And start clicking on it until the game breaks. I really don't feel like this is a winning Corpse Explosion turn. But it might have to be because that would be how we stick Banker on the board without them clearing it right away. Can't leave that alive, because the longer we do, the more they draw, which is really, really bad for us. We could just Death Strike it and sit, just like Hero Power. Let's try that for now. They might know what is coming. Alright, I'll probably take this Corpse Explosion now. That's funny. That's a funny advancement of the running joke. People might get confused and believe that it's an alive game mode. And we could wait 1 more turn, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, Banker, there's a lot on your shoulders here. Let's hope you last at least 1 more turn. Good draw. Time to bone. Time to bone. And that's a frost spell. Which should be a huge problem. Oh. So does this heal 12? I guess it would. Ooh-wee. I actually don't... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't know that I want to play the Scalebane. Like, how do they beat us from here? I guess they wouldn't have Corpse Explosion, so maybe it's safe. Deathwing? Deathwing could be a reason not to play it? Deathwing would be a reason not to play it. Pretty safe play. We set up lethal without it, but it's a much sturdier lethal if you play it. Anyway, 10 and 1. Love this new and unimproved Death Knight. Really loving it. Feels just as weaker than before as ever. Really feeling limited in the options I have available to me and how I approach these games. Truly a balanced archetype. Roxo. 10 and 1 Druid, pretty scary. These aren't the 3s I want. Keep the Body Bagger though. The Cell. Have not seen The Cell. Don't know really anything about that movie. DK probably still clear number 1, but I gotta say No Malignant makes it so much less obnoxious to play against. It's true, you actually have what some would colloquially refer to as a chance. Peasant on 1 or Body Bagger into... I mean, Body Bagger into Dark Transformation is so strong. Yeah, like I said. It makes you very relieved that they've gotten around to banning Malignant, but it also makes you kind of depressed that it took them this long, because it would have been such an easy fix, and it would have made the last 4 weeks so much nicer. But dwell on the positives, gotta dwell on the positives. Hey, Extra Hut. 2 and 1 here? 2-1 kind of nice in a way because they're not going to want a hero power. And they're not going to want to trade this in, so I want to use this as an opportunity to try to stick the peasant. And if they hero power on 3, we're pretty happy. Not a really impressive start for a 10-1 druid. There's the other shoe. There's the other shoe. Reichel comes in to counter me here. And now we're going off mana a little bit. That's okay. Off curve. Ever do voice work on SpongeBob? Me? God, what a dream. I'm trying to think if I've ever done voice work on anything. I've recorded some stuff for plays, but I've never done like a voice acting gig that I can think of. Maybe Drake? Maybe Drake is better? Give us a more flexible hand. They could clear the Drake or the Scalebane pretty easily, and if it buffs a 1-1, they could just hero power that. So maybe we could pick this trade up. Okay. Oh. Maybe it's an Enchanter turn, maybe it's a Deathstrike turn? Deathstrike Smork is pretty solid. Or just a Scalebane? I don't know. Okay, what keeps more bodies on the board? If you Deathstrike and then hero power in here, go face. You got 3 bodies left behind. They might kill 1. Then champion time. What if you do Enchanter? Enchanter, you hit here. You hero power. You hit. More bodies, right? So probably more better. I guess it's an equivalent amount of bodies, but I don't know. Either line's probably fine. Not the PP, anything but the PP. I actually don't have a way to kill that except Deathstrike, which... Oh, no, no, it doesn't work. Totally sucks, because it's a poopy Deathstrike, but what are you gonna do? Gotta kill the Dark Panther when you see it. What's on the docket here? Kind of a tricky board to unravel. I think, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kill that? That's a 3-2, a 3-3. That's a 3-3, we could take this kill. Reduce their board by 1 power, force them to hero power if they want to kill the 7/7. This is reasonable. Probably better to buff this with the Scale Bane, but I do want to send a 1/1 into that 2/1. Less druid bodies on board is more better. They hero power and kill the Scale Bane. They're not gonna quite be within lethal range. Druid I find just as annoying as DK. All the aggro builds. I think that's just Druid being Druid, so I tend to feel like, oh, fair enough when I encounter that nonsense. Like, you leaned into your archetype and you bested me. Good for ya. Good for ya. They hero power, they trade. They hero power, they trade. And we have lethal, so... So we hold here. If they did actual decent adjustments, they would have done more than ban 1 card and buff 2 classes. Yeah, they could have messed with offering rates in Death Knight a little bit more. They could have done a little bit of work on Druids. They could have done some work on Paladin, which was already basically a bottom class beforehand. Really? You're gonna prolong this game? Okay. Alright. Oh, but I don't really know what to do here because we drew our worst draw in the whole entire deck again. I'm really tired of getting to like the ultra late game and just drawing our ones. That's the problem with the draft, I guess. This actually leaves us in a really terrible position. We have to decide whether we want to kill this Wicker Claw or not. If we... Like, this has to happen no matter what, because that's just how we get through the taunt. If we take this and send it in here, we're like 3 turns at least away from lethal, which is terrible. If we send this face, then they could kill this next turn, and we're still away, like, decently far away from lethal. I think this is the way to do it. And I'm missing 1 damage like an idiot. That was an important damage not to miss. Alright, well. And they draw... How many Park Panthers has this been now? 3? Or just 2? I'm thinking of Park Panthers in different games, I guess. So now we might be screwed. Brann. Great. I guess I should be hitting this. Like, we don't have any burn, do we? We do, we have Bone Mare. So, I'm sending that face believing that we can drop Bone Mare for lethal. And seemingly we cannot. Bone Mare's still the draw for Brann. Graveyard Shift. Okay, 4, 7, 8, 9. We're not dead yet. Boy, I'm pretty triggered by how this late game went. 2 Bone Mares, 2 Possessifiers, Corpse Explosion left sitting in deck. Because they ran out of stuff real hard, and we just couldn't capitalize on it. Yeah, now this is happening. Yeah, not a lot of ambiguity in this painting all black, I think. You know, we need to know what the story is. Ambiguity doesn't always make you clever, sometimes it just makes you obfuscatory. Mr. Obfuscatory. What a dumbass ending to this game. Anyway. We are still on the hunt for 12. Dose? Alright. Let's not get too demoralized here. Brann plus Neophyte. Brann plus Neophyte. Is that something we could make work? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we will. We could try it. We could try it. Don't think I'm into tempoing this. It's kind of close, though. Tempoing it for the corpse is definitely a viable option. Stick with Skulker here because we wouldn't have the corpses necessary for Brann anyway. So just stay on curve. Shade of Nax. But is it out? I'll play Brann. I don't know. We still need 2 whole corpses. You could potentially hero power and coin the Neophyte. Oh, they have a way. Street Sweeper. Well, that's okay, actually. Because their Nax died, too. So we're actually quite happy with that. We could do this and this turn. Or we could wait another turn and just Darkly Transform. Let's do the Dark Transformation. Give it another turn to draw another minion in hand. Take the board here. Be a nice swing on their part. We go here and here. Skeletal Sidekick could buff to get through the taunt next turn. Omer kind of tempting, but we can just work with that next turn. This is just so clean. But I'll take it. Take it. I don't know if I like the background color on this painting. But I mean, we could make it darker. That's no good. Too pinkish. Just a little bit. Maybe we could make it a little purpley. All right, what do we got going on here? Bone Mare is good. Bone Mare's good. Well, there's slight different shadings of the color. Slight different shading. But that is a direction we could have gone for sure. $69. Nice. Ouch. And tap last? Huh. Well, there goes my board. Which I'm not thrilled about. They're down at 13. We're getting close-ish. I think this is okay. Alright, Possessifier. Hero power. But, I mean, we could just... Possessifier, hero power, sidekick, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 9 to the face. And we save Deathstrike that way? Thanks, All Black. I really, you know, it's because I really care. Is why that is, because... And then this goes on here, we go face. This line is, it gets fewer bodies on the board than the other line I was considering, which is Possessifier, Deathstrike, Coin, Sidekick. But it leaves Deathstrike in hand to deal with potential threats, which is nice. Could it be a Hellfire? Put them to 1? Just look. All this time I've spent complaining about drawing 1s and 2s in the late game, and here comes Abusive Sergeant to get us lethal. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. 11 wins, Pog? You think we can get 12? It's one more than 11. Or one less than 13. Do you believe, chat? Do you believe in 12 wins for Blob? Do you believe in Blob's evil twin? Look at that guy in the mirror. He's got on a grin of sin, oh. Turn 1 foul egg. Suit yourself. Brann into Possessifier? We can try it, that's for sure. We sure can try it. If I do this now, I might Brann next turn and try to coin Possessifier. That's a play that we have available to us. Just hope they don't have the removal. They want to add something here. No, I don't like how that looks. Let me try that again. I guess we'll just play Brann because they didn't do anything. I think playing Brann early is a risk, but it's worth it for the potential of the combo. They're hero powering. They made Dark Transform. Heart Strike, damn it. Strike. Well, you were... I think you were maybe talking about Death Strike, but you were right about the strike part. Rip to our combo dreams. We're still in a good position, though. So they are blood. I'm really wary of facing blood. That's for sure. I gotta give him a little cane. I guess the evil twin of Blobby is just the landed gentry. What all do I care about clearing here? Do I want to kill with this? Or maybe just with this? I'll do this for now. You could have killed with that and used these two 1/1s to then kill. I'd like to try to keep Coin Bone Mare or Coin Champion alive as possibilities, though. Okay. So we could Bone Mare here. We could Bone Mare, or we could Stormwind, or we could Possess a Fire. We have many options. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and then 2, and then... And then 2. Donk, 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 donk. How about hit there, Bone Mare that? That might be the way. Hit here. Bone Mare the rush. Kill this. It does die to the 2/1, unfortunately. But next turn Stormwind looks pretty good. Keep in mind we got a Death Rattle that's not good for us in there. Frostmourne has my Bone Mare. What does this mean for us? It means what? We want to maybe Possessifier here? I guess we could just, I don't know if I want to play this, because that's a nice thing for them to take. Let's Possessifier. Go Wige. Set up for champion next turn. Play this. This time I will do 2 separate bodies on the Possessifier. Weak to AoE, but we're really mostly concerned with this Frostmourne and dealing with this Frostmourne right now. It's gonna be tough to beat that Frostmourne. Ooh, I know what we need to add. Like, one more thing we need to add to this painting. There we go. That's what was missing. Much better. Okay, they did kill... I was wondering if they would do this. They did kill the Corporal with the Frostmourne. And now they have a wall up. Oh, jeez. Alright, well, let's do it this way. Try to make that harder to kill. They can still send the 2/2/2s in and the Frostmourne, and then they get a pretty damn nice boards. So, I don't know, I feel like we probably lose this. It's gonna be hard. They take 7 damage if they kill it, but... it's a lot of stuff they summon. It's 2 5/5s plus a 7/7 that buffs this and they could run it into something. Yeah. Oh, wait. One more thing, maybe. That's good, that's good. Add a Plague Strike? Jeez. I wonder if we could have beat this Frostmourne if we play it differently. We could always draw Corpse Explosion, by the way, so unless they have lethal here, we're not out of it. They might just have lethal, though. And then they kill it against the 4/3. Oh, they didn't even need to. Jeez. Yeah, Battle Master will do that for you. Yowza. Well, looks like no golden brand for us, Sag. Would the MVP have been Brann? I don't know what else it would have been. Corpse Explosion was good, but it actually, for most of the games, did not show up and therefore wasn't a factor. Bone-Beard did a crap ton of work, partially thanks to the Brann. Clergy no rush, 0 out of 10. Yeah, I don't really know what I would call the MVP if not for the Brann. Maybe Enchanter. And I think Bloodied Knight also did a lot of work. So no huge standouts in our deck. Got 11 wins. I'm happy for it. Sure. I like 11. Very close to 12.